All right, so I'm starting to get my basic solar inverter setup done. So I went ahead and put in another 20 amp dedicated breaker for the inverter. I have it running down and running out right here. I am going to run plywood from here over to there, so I don't have to use conduit or sheet or armored cable, because it's going to be behind that plywood. If I didn't end up putting the plywood there, then it would have to, but I'm going to use the plywood to then hang the inverter and stuff on the wall and to route my cables and all that kind of stuff. Temporarily, I do have a window right here, and I will be able to run the cables out of the window just to test and make sure everything's good before I go drilling holes in the window. And me and the wife were actually talking about it, because we get really good sun. It comes up over there, comes all the way over through the sky. I think it's somewhere, it's right there right now, and then it sets right here. So if I have panels in this area, they're gonna get really good sun. The only problem is this is where our driveway is getting put in. So well, we're putting our driveway in. We gotta add a lot more gravel. But if you look behind me, we want to extend and do a carport from here over to about here. And that would put a really good spot to put the panels on top of the carport. A lot of people are telling me if I start drilling holes in my metal roof that I have now, it's going to be a pain in the butt for like maintaining, servicing the panels, getting up there, leaks. So I think I'll avoid that, especially since I already have a single bubble and radiant barrier on the roof. Might just avoid drilling into the roof at all. And then I'll mount my panels on top of my carport that's going to come off the building, because if there's a little leak on the carport, it's not the end of the world. I'll get up there. It's not like having a leak inside of your actual shop / living space. That would be no bueno. So yeah, life is good. Life is real good. I just got done wiring up that. I have not kicked that breaker on because I still have those open ends. I ran just my ideology here. I ran it down and out right through there. So that's a plug that's directly into there. And then I daisy chained a wire, or not daisy chained, I bonded a wire going up into this. And I'm going to put a switch here, and I'm going to run a cable going up into the ceiling, and I'm going to mount my lights off of this. So yeah, I guess the lights would technically, if they were on, they would be the first ones to pull the power in. Somebody was explaining it to me, and the way like solar grid tie works and how it feeds your house first is, they said to think about it like water. So if you have a water hose going into your house, and then you have a faucet on in your house, and then you have your main water line coming in from the county and stuff, if your water line that's coming in off your solar panels is a higher pressure than the water line that's coming in from the county, then what water is going to go through your faucet first? In theory, the higher pressure one. So the way the grid tie systems work on a very rudimentary level, I am by no means no expert. This is just me trying to understand it because I'm trying to do it. Is it pumps in a slightly higher voltage on your 120. So I guess maybe like 125 volt. Apparently it's still safe for your electronics. I mean, heck, most electronics are good up to 240 volts nowadays. But it pumps in a slightly higher voltage. So that way it gets used up inside your house on any of your breakers. It doesn't have to be on the same breaker, because that breaker's on the bus bar, which shares with the other breakers on that bar. So that power gets gobbled up first before it pulls the power from the electric company. And only when you have no loads in your house and nothing is burning power is when it'll start backfeeding or pushing power back to the electric company, which we don't want to do that, because that's not efficient, because it's not a one-to-one credit ratio, and they definitely don't pay you for it. Like, they just credit you. Some people, one guy was like, man, put a bunch of solar panels and then the electric company will pay you. My electric company does not offer that option. They only offer to credit some of your bill, and it's a fraction of what it costs to buy the power. So it's not worth it, at least not for me. So yeah, I'm gonna pull the panels, bring them over there. I'm going to wire them up. I don't remember if the panels are 12 volt or 24 volt. So I'm gonna get my multimeter, put them in sunlight, clean them off, and see what kind of voltages we're getting out of the panels before I hook anything up. They were asking me to look at my grid tie inverter, and my grid tie inverter says input 22 to 50 volts DC, and it outputs 90 to 140 volts AC, and it's rated at 1,000 watts. After doing more research, I ran this a little bit at my old place. These things get hot, so I will be rigging up like a fan mounted right above it just to blow on the grid tie inverter. And somebody was telling me on their setup, they have a couple of those cheaper grid tie inverters. And what they do is they use a daylight sensor, and they have a fan that oscillates and blows over those inverters during the day while they're taking in sunlight, while they're getting hot. And then at night, you know, the daylight sensor kicks that fan off, so they're not, you know, it's not wasting power. But essentially the solar panels make up for the power difference of the little fan. You see what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm just getting super hyped about solar. Yeah. And like I said, I do need to bring my mining setup up here. That way I can guarantee that I'm burning a certain amount. I also have to get my power meter. I have a power monitor system. I have to get that mounted up here so that way I can actually see everything and how it's working and monitor it all. Because if you can't see it happening, is it real? All right, sorry, this video, I can already tell this one's gonna be a little long. Anyway, let's go get that, let's go get the old voltmeter. All right. Little side quest right here. Got some gravel. All the rain we got turned this side of my house into a mud bog. So now you're gonna come up the driveway, you can come up through here, and you're gonna wrap around and connect through here. And I need a lot more gravel than this, but I'm just trying to get some kind of gravel established so that way I have like a driveway. And then I want all this gravel, and then from like here over to where the edge of the truck is, all that gravel. So a big wraparound driveway. That'll be nice. Whew. We did get a ton of rain though. Oop, need to knock my weeds down. But all right, let's get back to the good stuff. All right guys, so I just have the panel propped up right here. It's still dirty, but I just hooked up my multimeter, and this panel is showing 22.3. So I'm gonna go get some like cleaner spray, clean this thing down. So this is definitely not a 12 volt panel. It's probably a 24 volt panel, being that it's not even pointed in the right direction, and the sun just went behind clouds, so it went down to 20 volts right there. Yeah, that's good. So a lot of people are telling me 12 volt panels are lower voltage, you get more power loss over your runs. So I won't be able to wire these together to get them up to 48 volts because my inverter will not allow it. If I got a better inverter, I guess it would. Well, I don't know. I need to look at the max voltage on these, because I think my inverter does go up to 50 volts, but I don't know. People in the comments, let me know. Is that risking it? Is that pushing the inverter too hard? I'm not sure. But at least they are 24 volt. They're not 12 volt panels, so that's good. Because I think I'm looking at, the other panels I'm looking at are 24 volt, and they max to 30. I believe that's how it was written down. But yeah, let's go get that cleaner and see if we can't get some more voltage out of these bad boys. All right, so I cleaned that one off. I still haven't cleaned this one off, but this one is getting 21.2, 21.5. And I just checked that one, and that one's getting about 22.5. So not bad considering they're not even angled or spaced the correct way. And then I was using like some glass cleaner, but I need something definitely with like some degreaser in it, because there's almost like a little bit of a hazy layer still on top there. So I think that's hurting a little bit of efficiency, but I think these bad boys still got some life to go. I think these panels are somewhere around 3 or 4 years old. They are the Mighty Max Solar. I got them off of Amazon. Oh, actually, here's the specs on them. 100 watts. So they are voltage open current, VOC. I believe that's the max it can hit, is 22.8. Okay, so that's why I'm not seeing 24 volts, because they won't actually hit 24 volts. And that means I should be safe to wire these together. That in theory would give me a theoretical max of 22.8 times 2. What's that? 44, 44.8, 45.6. No, math. I don't know. Math eludes me. But under 46 volts, which is under 50 volts. So I should be able to pump that voltage through my inverter and make use of it. So I'm excited to do that for sure, because the higher voltage, less loss over a run. That makes everybody happy. The only thing that stinks right now is I'm not going to be able to hook it up, because I had like cabling, old cabling with like ends. I want to stay with these ends because I like them. I had a box of them somewhere and I don't know where they went. They're like the quick disconnect ends. So I'm going to order a box of new cable ends. And because I have those other panels, I called a couple companies. I'm waiting to hear back. A couple of them had some deals on some defect panels, and I know I'll need more ends anyway because got more stuff to wire up. But yeah, so looking forward to that, and I want to keep it all consistent. No need to be using wire nuts and stuff up top, and need it waterproof and weatherproof. But from what I understand, these have little gaskets in them. Let me see the other side. Yeah, they have like little O-rings, so when they click together, they stay watertight. Corrosion, all that kind of stuff is at a minimum. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much the end of the video for right now, because I can't hook them up. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Keeping it straightforward, and if you see me doing anything wrong and you are a solar guy, please, I've appreciated all the help, and I appreciate any help you can add in the comments section. So with that being said, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. All right, let's go check and see how the driveway is doing. Okay, it's getting there. Probably need triple the amount of stone that we just brought in, but it's better than nothing. Yeah, because like all this was stone. There's this stone right here, but I want to make all that stone too, so it's like a double wide driveway. Whew. And then the carport, I want to extend it out over to somewhere right around here. So that way I got plenty of room to put solar panels, plenty of room to drive through. Win-win.